Hi, I'm Anthony.
And I'm Nicole.
And this is
Life with
Twins. And on last time's episode, we talked a little bit about the final steps of Nicole getting the implantation, and then we found out that we were pregnant, right?
Yep.
All right. So we were planning on telling you guys a little bit about what it was like to go out and tell people. Honestly, it's a super boring story, so I don't think anybody cares. So, give you the short version. Basically, what happened is we went to the doctor and they found the 2 embryo sacs and they told us they were going to be twins, and we were super excited by it. I even cried a little bit. After that, to tell our family, we were going to do the Facebook thing, but first we decided to get these little embryo pictures and then bring our family over for dinner.
Ultrasound pictures.
That's the one. Her parents took for both of our parents, actually, when we handed them a little gift to say thank you for helping us out with my 30th birthday party. They're like, oh, thanks. Didn't really care, and then took
No, they just
forever.
kept having a conversation, and you're just sitting there and you're like, hello, do you know that I'm trying to tell you that you're going to be grandparents right now, and you're just talking about nonsense, and there's a huge announcement in that.
Well, the crazy thing is I figured that when they came over for both sets of parents,
that they would know.
How do you not realize, kind of a big deal, we've never ever had you both here at the same time. We know you hate each other, so.
Shut up. They don't hate each other.
We've never had them in the, for dinner at the same time, though.
No, we haven't.
So,
but I think, we played it off very well as hey, we just want to say thank you, because they both helped a lot with throwing your birthday party.
You're a really good liar. I literally wouldn't know.
I fooled everybody.
Yeah.
So,
These babies aren't even mine. I wouldn't even know. That's how good she is at lying. So I'll let you tell what happened when they finally decided to open.
So they were in the middle of a conversation, and my mom just starts to casually open up her gift, which is a picture frame. And she's opening it, and she reads it, and she looks up, and she's like, "You're pregnant? You lied to me." I thought you weren't transferring until January, because that's what I told everybody.
Yeah.
And then
they were blown away to see how much of a liar they raised as a daughter. They were like, "Wow, we did a bad job raising our daughter. She's a really big liar." So
well, everything else wasn't. They already knew the genders. They already knew we had 2 embryos. There was no element of surprise, and so.
Definitely on the next time we have a kid, we'll probably wait until the baby comes out to find out what the gender is. That's the one thing that we probably would do. Because if we found out that we were having 2 boys when they just arrived, that would have been amazing. But the one thing is with clothing for the baby shower. That's the one thing that I really like is people are like, oh, well, should we get you this for being a boy or whatever? So that is one thing that I really liked was not having gender neutral. It was just really cool boy stuff.
Yeah. And I think it would have been hard not knowing with 2 babies.
Yeah, they're hung. Those little babies are huge, seriously.
Well,
are they?
They did show off on every single ultrasound.
It's bigger than them, basically.
It would be hard not knowing with twins because
definitely not my kids.
There's just a lot of options. You can have 2 boys, 2 girls, and a boy and a girl.
Yeah.
And, so I think it was just nice to know.
Well, the fact that you also see a lot of ultrasounds, I think you probably would have spotted it pretty quickly, too.
Yeah.
I don't think they would have been able to hide that. I mean,
No.
Yeah, they got 3 legs. So, one of the things that I was thinking about doing on this episode, and we're kind of freeballing here, but a lot of people have been asking us questions about a lot of different things about how you're doing recently. So, I just figured we kind of talk about that, do kind of a mixture between that and a bump date. Specifically because we're about a little ways away from these boys popping out. So, we'll probably not do another video, but this will probably be our last video with you still being pregnant.
I think we'll shoot a video while we're in the hospital, but it'll be posted after we're pregnant.
We are gonna. That is true. I'm gonna live tweet your birth, and then I'll probably live stream it. I'll go Facebook
Live,
Facebook or Instagram Live. Just kind of depends, but
be on the lookout.
Be on the lookout. More than likely, the thing I'm most nervous about, to be serious though, when it comes to her giving birth, is passing out when we go to do the delivery, because I do not do well with seeing people get sliced open.
No, I mean, one time we're in the car, and this is my favorite story to tell, and we're driving on the way to my parents' house, and I think I was pregnant at the time. I was just in case we have to get a C-section, because we're twins, it's a higher chance that you're gonna have to get a C-section. And I was just explaining not even the process of undergoing a C-section. I was just explaining what happens with him. Like, you're going to sit next to my head, they're going to put a drape up, then they'll tell you, like, okay, you can look, the babies are born, you can walk over. And he's like, you need to stop talking, I'm about to pass out. He's like, either you stop talking.
It wasn't that bad. You were telling me about getting cut open.
No, I was. Maybe a little.
Yeah. Because I'm not
But I wasn't even, like, explaining it that bad. Just, like...
And then she showed me a little cartoon video where they start slicing open the different layers.
But at that point, we were not driving, and we were sitting down. So I was like, you might see this.
Yeah.
Because
so
I wanted a clear drape. But
that's the big thing I'm worried about. But guys, one thing that we learned recently, so we are big idiots because we went out and we bought, well, no, we got car seats for the baby shower. And so we got 4 total. And we could not figure it out.
4 car seat bases.
Bases, thank you. So we could not figure out why the car seats were not being level. Because they got the little air bubble. So that way when you put them in and lock them in to make sure that they're tight and that they're properly installed, they have a little air bubble. And we could not figure out why it was.
It was such a hassle. I mean, why we were trying to do it at like 2 p.m. in the middle of
Arizona
summer
heat.
Where it's super hot and
Yeah,
we're literally sweating and dying. But we both have a car seat base on either side. We're both installing it, pulling on it.
I was seriously yanking as hard as I could. I was like, this thing is in there tight.
Trying to figure out why it's not getting level. And I'm about to lose my mind because this guy is throwing in options that you can't even consider. He's like, well, maybe we just need different car seats. Babe, those car seats are $160 each. We're not going out and buying different car seats because we can't get it level in our car. And then he's like, okay, well, we just need to add a strap to the front and tie it down so that we can make it level. And I'm like, no, you don't need to add anything to the car seat. It should just become level. And so we're like, okay, let's call around, see if we can go to a fire station. They do car seat installations, and so we call a couple nearby fire stations, and they're like, this service is on hold due to COVID.
Right.
And I think I literally start to cry because I'm like, okay, so...
She cries a lot.
Yeah, well, I'm pregnant.
Right.
So Arizona's opening up. People can go dine in restaurants. They can go get their hair done. They can go get a pedicure. They can go into stores now that are not essential, just for leisurely fun. But I can't go and make sure that my car seats are safe for my babies. I was going to lose it.
Yeah. So anyways, luckily, her mom has been living with us because we all have to be quarantined before the babies come. So in order to see the babies, you got to be quarantined, which means her mom's living with us. And it's great because we keep eating really, really well. But basically, her boss has a friend who knows a guy who knows a cousin who has a brother's sister who basically is a firefighter. And so... Certified firefighter, because I didn't know that. But you got to be certified. So she booked an appointment, and we were able to go see him. And wow, we are dumb. Number one, the first thing we should have done is read the manual because we did not recognize that. We still haven't read the manual.
That. We did. On the way home, we started to read it.
Started to, but did not read the first line.
She drilled it into us. Like, I literally left there feeling like the dumbest person ever.
But wait. Before we even get into that, we didn't realize when we tried to put in, because we put the car bases into Nicole's car that first time, and then I went and I put the car bases into my car, the other ones, and then when we checked Nicole's, they were slightly more level, and we couldn't figure it out.
Yeah, so we decided after, all that frustration, we're like, you know what, we're done. We're not going to figure it out today. We'll find a way to have someone look at our car seats. And we just went about our life. Well, then on Memorial Day, Anthony decided to try to put the car seat bases in his car. But while he was doing that, I was like, you know what? I got the attachments for the car seats to go into my stroller, so let's see if the car seats will fit in that. And so I'm taking the car seats out of my car, and I look, and I'm like, oh my gosh, it's magic. Babe, look, my bases are somehow level. I
couldn't
don't
figure
get
it out. What is going on?
Why are they level? I don't understand. I'm like, I still want to get them checked out by the fire department because at this point we already had the appointment booked. And But I was like, I don't understand why it's level, but I'll take it. Meanwhile, Anthony's still working on his car in the driveway, trying to get it level. And he's like, you know what? I'm over this. Like, we need new car seats. And I was like, boop, light bulb.
So
I was like,
figured it out.
Go park your car in the street. And he looks at me, he's like, what? And I'm like, park your car in the street. And he was like, oh.
When we were doing the install, we've got an incline. So my car was parked here, and I'm putting it on here. So that way, no matter how hard we push and how hard we tighten, the car was at an incline, which means the bases were at an incline. So that was the first mistake. So that way, when we figured it out, Nicole's car was in the garage, which is on a flat surface, parallel surface parallel to the ground. So that was actually flat, and therefore it was far more level. That's what caused the bases. However, one thing we were missing that we figured out when we went to the fire person.
Yeah, it was that you can actually like make the base.
The base comes down. We didn't even realize. Like,
so
we're
that
so
you
stupid.
can make it level, and we're just like, wow, we really needed this little crash course.
She was telling us all the ways our baby was going to die if it wasn't
Yeah.
done properly, and I was like, we would have had 2 dead babies like that because we did not do it well at all.
She was like, this has to go. Our little mirrors on the back of the car. She was like, those have to go.
She's like, if you get into a car accident, it's going right to your baby's face.
Yeah,
she freaked us out.
She's like, that's like 600 pounds going towards your baby's face, because if you're
1,200 pounds of force.
Because if you're going 60 miles an hour and blah blah blah, then that's, I don't know. She was like,
speed times weight,
whatever. I don't know.
Equals velocity.
All I got was that
our babies were gonna die
because of a mirror.
Yeah. And also, PSA, public service announcement: water kills kids. It's very, very serious. #1 killer of all children under 4 years of age or younger.
Yeah.
Water. Bathtubs, toilets, dog bowls, pools. We learned a lot. She definitely was like freaking us out.
She preached that more. She was like, the #1 cause of kids' death is drowning.
Yeah.
And
because they got these giant coconut heads and it just follows them around.
Yeah. She's like, they probably won't die in a car accident.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be drowning.
Yeah.
And so she did go over the car seats and made sure that we understood how to install them, and she allowed us to work with them, and she did great. But she really iterated.
Yeah. She talked about dead babies a lot, and like the fact that she's gone to see a lot of these accidents, and it's usually drowning, and that's what it is. So I mean, it was serious. So
then Anthony is like looking around the house, and he's like, there's water there, there's water there, there's water there.
Yeah, I want to waterproof the house as much as possible. So, so one other thing, I was thinking about telling the audience the babies' names. Do you want to do that?
No, we're not doing that.
I tried. Sorry, guys.
So basically.
Also, how are you feeling? Just one more thing is, how are you feeling?
Yeah. So I'm feeling about the same. Probably from the last time.
We have some internet fans that really wanted to see your belly. Do you want to go ahead and show them?
You're hilarious.
What?
Large.
I tried, fellas.
Swollen. I've actually developed gestational hypertension, and so because of that, we have to be induced. The babies, one is head down and the other one is sideways, but we're still planning on doing a vaginal delivery. And I am ready, but also absolutely terrified at the thought of having 2 newborns at the house.
Yeah, and I'm going to be the dad.
Yeah, that terrifies me too.
So, we will try and get a video out when the twins are born. Probably won't show you their face because you're the internet and you're kind of creepy. But what we will do is we're going to start...
We'll put little emojis over there.
I like that idea. But what we will do is we will make sure to give updates on what it's like to raise twins. So going forward, what will happen is our updates will be about how tired we are, and everything we're learning as new parents. Sound good?
Sounds great.
All right. Well, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Please make sure to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. If you have any questions, leave a comment below. And until next time, we will see you later.
Bye. Say hello to my little fan. Will it make an annoying sound?
Yes, it will. Probably.
No, I won't use it.
I'm so f***ing hot in here. God. I'm so... Hi, I'm Anthony.
And I'm Nicole.
And I'm really pissed right now.
And I'm not.
Why are we shooting in my office? Because Nicole wants to be in the hottest room.
And he's not the one that has 2 humans growing inside of it.
Am I even in this shot? Stop touching me! You're making me sweat. God. I feel like I'm going through menopause.
You feel how I feel when I was taking those meds?
Yes, and I feel like I stink. Like I feel like I'm sweating and I just feel swampy and I just smell bad.
Remember yesterday when we went for the walk and you were just like, yeah, I just had to wash my armpits because they smelled so bad all day. And I was like, we went for a walk at 9 o'clock at night. Why were you just then washing your armpits?
Because it was only them that I smelled them.
When you raise your arm, you don't get a whiff?
I keep my arms down all day.
You're gross.
I wasn't around anybody. It doesn't matter. It's quarantine.